it's Lyra, and for today's video, I am going to show you how I made a miniature patio or a diorama of a patio. I've been seeing a lot of people make dioramas or miniature doll houses throughout the quarantine, and I figured that buying the kit was too expensive, so I just DIY'd it. If you guys want to know how I DIY'd my miniature patio, keep on watching. First, we need the stage for this, so I took this box which I sliced off two of its sides. Since this is an outdoor setting, I'm putting these wood sample sheets on the walls to create the outdoor of a wooden house. I'm using double-sided tape to keep it in place because hot glue might work. Since this material is only a sample and may be hard to find, you can use popsicle sticks instead. For the floor, I put some hot glue and sprinkled teeny tiny pebbles until I am able to cover up the whole area. For the bald spot at the corner, I'm using these wood pieces you get from a pre-framed canvas to cover it up. For our first plant, I cut a short piece of barbecue stick and hot glued the green puffballs to create a bush. For the pot, I wrapped some aluminum wire on my glue bottle's nozzle to give it structure, then gave 2 inches allowance before cutting. The excess I coiled to become the bottom of the pot. Then I just hot glued my plant into the pot. For the second plant, I threaded leaf-shaped beads on some wire. So for every bead, I twisted both ends of the wire together to make a branch. After doing this a couple times, I attached all the leaves and branches on a stick. To finish it off, I wrapped the wire and stick with some brown yarn and glued everything to another wire pot. For my third plant, I took some embroidery thread, looped it a few times around my fingers to make it even, took it off, then knotted it at the center. I then cut the loops to make it look like tall grass, then glued the knot inside the pot. Wow, that rhymes. Here I'm starting to find the position that best suits my plants. For my fourth plant, I just made a relatively bigger pot and glued some leaf-shaped beads in it. I think I made this one look like a snake plant. Now I'm just gluing the plants and some rocks at the corner to form a landscape. Next, I took some embroidery thread and made some knots, some bigger than the others, to make a vine. I did this 4 times because I think that would be enough for this tiny space. I then glued them from the outside of the setting. For the chairs, I used more of those wood pieces and then sliced them into squares. I coiled some fuzzy wire for a comfy seat and then hot glued the square wood on it, and then I made some hairpin legs using more aluminum wire. Hot glue the legs on the bottom and repeat for a second chair. I used a slightly bigger rock that had a flat side as a table and mounted a boat-shaped bead with some thread on top for added decor. For the hanging lights, I used some bronze beads and then threaded it on some wire. I locked the wire at the bottom and then looped it at the top. Did this 2 more times. Then I threaded the loops on some brown string, knotted each bead about an inch apart to keep them in place, then glued it like I did with the vines. To cover up the messy backside, I took some printed paper and glued it on the sides, then cut off the excess. To make the top look clean, I used the wood pieces again to mimic the edge of a roof or some gutters. And here's the final look! It took me 4.5 hours to make this whole thing, but I thoroughly enjoyed the experience and I think I'd be fine doing it again. But for now, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you again next time. Bye!